Hi. Well, 6 years ago today, I was involved in a head-on collision, and I was supposed to take my 19-month-old grocery shopping with me because my mother-in-law, she was unable to watch him. She usually watches him whenever I go get groceries, but this day she was not able. And about maybe 10 minutes before I was supposed to leave to go to town, she calls me and says that she's now able to watch him because somebody else was able to help her husband. And so I drop him off at her house and I go grocery shopping in town, and I pick up my groceries and I go to the hardware store because I had to get paint, and I get lunch to take home to my husband because he had to go to work. And so I call him and tell him that I'm on my way home, and it's about a 30-minute drive back home. And around the 45-minute mark, he started getting worried. He calls me and I don't answer. And so he calls me a couple more times and waits maybe like 10 more minutes. And then he starts driving to come look for me. And he then comes to a big line of cars, and he said he got a sinking feeling. And he goes around all the cars in the opposite lane and drives straight up to the accident. And this is what he sees when he gets up there. He obviously sees that it's my car. It's dangling off the guardrail, and I can't imagine how he was feeling in that moment. But the police officers come up and ask him a couple questions about, if he knows me, and they tell him that I got lifeflighted to our big hospital in our state, and they tell him, all the information, and kind of reassuring that I was awake and I was conscious, and that just to go and get up to the hospital. This is a picture of my husband here in the corner. You can see they took this picture for the paper, and in this picture you can see him calling either his mom and dad or my mom and dad, but he's on the phone, and this is right after he found out about the accident and where I was. And on this side you can see my son's car seat, which remember, he was supposed to be with me during this shopping trip, and 10 minutes before I was supposed to leave, my mother-in-law calls me up and says that she can now watch him. I think while I was in the hospital, that was the biggest realization about the power of God. And I realized in that moment that about the Lord's timing. 10 minutes before I left, and my brother-in-law being able to help, and just how everything aligned perfectly, and it was the Lord's plan. I went to the hospital, I got lifelighted, and I didn't have a broken bone. I had a laceration on my spleen that they watched, but I didn't have to get any operations. I had a big gash in the side of my head that they had to staple, but other than that, I was completely fine. And I give all of the credit to God. He protected me. I had an amazing vehicle too. My vehicle did its job, and it protected me. The Lord protected me. And unfortunately, the woman that hit me, she was just a year younger than me, lived in the same small town, and she died at the scene of the accident. She wasn't wearing her seatbelt, and she was in an older vehicle. And yeah, she passed away, and that really got to me, and it still gets to me to this day, 6 years. So my husband, he calls my parents who live 5 hours away, and of course they're very upset to hear the news, and they hop in their vehicle and come driving to our state. And on the way, the newspaper releases like an article update about the crash, and in the headline it said 1 deceased and 1 lifelighted. And of course my husband said that I was okay, so they kind of knew that I wasn't the one that died, but that was very disturbing for them to see and to read, and just to know that I was involved in something so serious. So my sister, she comes up to the hospital as well, and she's 36 weeks pregnant. And my sister, she goes and she cleans the blood off of my face before my mom and dad get there, because that would not be very good for my mom to see me in that state. But right here is my car whenever it was brought back to the junkyard after it was totaled. You could see that they had to rip the driver's door off to get me out. And I was very distraught. I don't remember much about the accident. I just remember bits and pieces. I don't remember the life flight. They gave me some pain medicine, and I was out. And I do remember my sister kind of cleaning me up, and me repeatedly asking them for my husband. I wanted somebody there with me. I was all by myself in the emergency room, and I needed to see a familiar face. And he finally got there. He said that he was there, but I was back getting tests done, so he couldn't see me.